tons of shit!
Get to R1 yet. R1, R2 are 220s, and that's a red, brown. So we'll do R2.
But IQ is flawed. You know, it's not perfect, but it shows, if anything, it shows your brain works a particular way. But good enough. Jake Jokes and Bonda says, plot twist, big client's name is Greg. It is indeed Greg. I am Greg for this one. It is learnable.
Right, there we go, that's R2. R3 is 3K3, orange, red.
Is there a membership fee? There is. It's not that bad though, and it comes with the magazine.
Let's like see which way the gold band is. I've got them going up.
But I met
keep them all the same way, feed the OCD.
At one of the Glasgow Mensa meets, and he was pushed, and the information the wiseness he
and R4 is 1K brown, black, red.
Drink. I thought, okay, right, I'll keep that in mind if I ever get wife. Well, that makes sense. What's your IQ? I don't know. It's in the
right, Zener diode.
I haven't a clue what the IQ is, but there's enough to
that's a 5V6.
But there we go.
Black stripe goes with the white band on the circuit board.
Your brain is optimized for technical tasks, and that actually.
Right, next the chip goes directly to the board. There's no fancy little holder to solder in. Remember that the notch on the chip goes with the little goalpost on the board.
It's quite nice. It was interesting. The Mensa meetings, I occasionally hosted them at my house in Glasgow, well, my flat in Glasgow, and we just play songs.
Quite firmly seated actually, so we won't need to boot like that.
The world does need engineers, but that's
okay. Let's get the ceramic capacitors in. It doesn't matter which way around these go; they're not polarity dependent.
But yes, and sometimes in many ways, you know, a channel like this, BigClient.com, is aimed straight at technical people of every direction. So there'll be straight people watch this, there'll be gay people watch this channel. They're all welcome. It's fine. It's part of how it is.
Try to get it as much as possible.
Get together at some point. Minky Mutu says, not specifically beer-ish, but the get-togethers are a very
C2 over here.
Indeed. Which websites to regularly read, follow? Ultimately, it's just all over the place. I mean, I spend a lot of time YouTube and technical stuff, but it will occasionally diversify. I don't go to specific lifestyle websites and that. It's mainly technical websites looking for data sheets. Lives are complicated. It's very hard. It doesn't fit in a specific moment. It's really complex. David Smith says, Mr. Carson's lab says the same thing. He likes to see how the designers back in the days of valve radios.
Right, so that's the chip, the 2 ceramic caps, 3 of the 4 resistors, and the Zener diode in. So next we'll do the voltage regulator. Remember the shape of the regulator matches the shape on the board. I mean, they're calling it a voltage regulator. I thought it was a transistor. It's a transistor as a voltage regulator. They're the same thing? Guess so. You tell me. Comments below. Oh, fun.
But I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if that'd be good. And also it'd be like 2 jobs at once.
There we go.
Maybe I should have a special
Actually, that will.
I have a meetup usually.
Okay, no drama.
I do this too, but obviously this year everything's up in the air. But yeah, London Plaza show I've not been to before.
So electrolytic capacitor, 47 UF, long leg positive, grey side. Let's see which camera I can see.
There we go. So
I can't see what I'm looking at here. Okay, so the grey side with the arrows and the negative is obviously negative short leg. So the board's showing me plus or minus, and this one's going to lie down. So before you solder it in, just give it a good comfortable bend.
There's still 1,680
You might want to put a dab of glue tack just to hold it in position.
Swig the bottom? No. Spot ops possibly meeting at some point. There was discussion amongst the tattoo crew who might actually meet in the Esplanade for a cocktail party, but that was going to be in July. That's like next month, and to be honest, I don't even know when the borders are opening because the whole COVID thing is still going. I think they're being a bit optimistic in that. I think it's going to be a lot later where we're going to meet up. I really don't know what's happening. Spot ops, it would be good if we all met up. Oh, I should explain that. Spot ops.
Let's get a battery connector in.
I'm not sure. Aylesbury Dumpty Drivers is Scotland. It's eventually glue whole hog and put a big laser in space and slice it off the border and fit an outboard motor. I'm not sure that would work.
That was a scratch.
Absolutely on your pal. It is all bollocks. It's politics. I drove in a haggis farm. Have you ever actually tried running a haggis farm? They're just vicious, nasty little creatures, and they escape very easily because they can't climb. Thankfully, they're delicious. Ever thought startup series doing a long-term project? The problem with a long-term project is
I just blew out this one.
I've been doing it every 2 days, and I do some long-term projects on the background, and also projects on the one time. It can get quite a lot.
You notice the board's already tinned. I did accidentally put the capacitor in the battery slot, so we've got to desolder. So the power cable would just, slide in like that.
What other YouTubers would be interested in collaborating with? I'd love to go to China. I'd love to go and meet.
And we've got that last resistor and the LED to do, really. So,
Other YouTubers, I would like
R1. Remember, the LED will have a flat side that is denoted on the board. The LED always has a negative with a flat part of the LED. The flat part of the LED goes in the board, so I'm going to leave it quite proud actually. I won't be able to test this until I go over to a car. I'm going to blue tack it again. Now, so let's snip these LEDs. And what to do when we dab mobile solder, actually.
It's not as that organisation trying to misrepresent that she's just a basic actor fronting a technical channel. She is technical. Ash is absolutely Ash. Thompson and Tesla are all for the same. Would we buy a Tesla? No, because they're kind of expensive in design, or I'd rather just buy an ordinary electric vehicle. I don't like that when she's centralising the tech stuff too much. That's about the sexist side view. Naomi Wood, she is what they call an Uber fan. She's very, very feminine. She's a lesbian. She likes the ladies. She likes that image, so there's nothing wrong with that. There was an ice firm here, Waterloo, but after Big Escape they closed it. You don't want them escaping into the environment. I wouldn't mind an electric transit, man. Transit? Ford was first major electric firm, I'm pretty sure. Experimentally. Dave Jones, absolutely. I think, given he's on the other side of the planet, literally the other side of the planet, I think it would have
There we go. That's the velleman
but then we also have to work
189 12-volt car battery monitor. We'll fire that up on the battery tomorrow, see if it goes through its cycles. Right and dog. Hopefully we shouldn't see any red flashing lights. Get these bits of metal out of the blue tack. They really hurt when you go to squish blue tack and you stab yourself. So, I hope you liked the video. Please click like and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one. We've got quite a few to get through, so decisions. We'll see you soon. So I've located just here. There was a plug in that hole. I've located where I want to put the LED for this system. I've got another, I'm holding this in place. I've got another 12-volt gauge that I want to wire in. I'll cut that orange card just so it sits behind and tidies the hole up, because I quite like the colour. And we'll get those two wired in. So, see you shortly. Oh, let's just remove this. So, as you can see, there's quite a lot of space behind where that is. It will tuck in there quite nicely. So we'll bung some cables onto that. We'll find somewhere to wire off. I need to sort out the radio in this truck as well, so we'll wire off that somewhere. So I'll go in there. Where's that plug on? This is the plug that went in the hole. What I'm going to do is file that all down flat, fit the LED in, and then that will get glued back onto the panel. So the board has got a quick release plug anyway, so let's get that sorted. Okay, so here are the parts. We want to get that LED pretty much central in to this plug. So we're going to do away with the plug itself and flatten that off. So with cutters and pliers, I'll be back in a mo. So using my old snips, I wouldn't dare use my new ones. Using my old snips, we've now pretty much got that down. I'll sand that off a bit. Right, that's roughed down quite nicely, sits quite flat. That was quite a difficult job to do. In fact, I ended up using a bit of a 60 grit and balancing it on the side of here and rubbing half of it at a time. So that's the drilled out to the current spec, so that's up to the base of the LED. We could drill it a bit further and have that hole a little bit wider to take the base and have it poking out a bit further, but we need to see how much room we've got. That might be enough play just to mount everything as it is. So we'll take the drill bits, see if we can get that just poke out a bit further, a bit more obvious. But yeah, that'll be resined in the plug. The board I'll double side sticky tape onto the other side of the housing, and we'll wire that into the 12-volt digital voltmeter that needs finishing off and wrap this up. Hi and welcome back to the final part of the video. So here we see a solid green LED light. That is telling me that I have a decent battery. Not, I wouldn't say excellent. It doesn't judge on how good a good battery is. It's either good or it's not. Here we have the 12 volt. I'm going to come back because that's so flipping bright. No difference. So here we have the 12 volt voltmeter, as you can see. Should be volt gauge, whatever, but showing 12.1 volts because of she's been running quite recently. I think that red light underneath the 0.1 is always on, but we'll fire the engine up in a moment. We'll come back to that one. Actually, no, I'll do that now and then we'll restart. So there we go, she's gauging the battery and we've got excellent charge. Now over here, what we have now, what have I done? There we go. What we have now over here is a pulsing LED, which basically brightens up and then goes out. That means we're actually charging effectively. If we had a red flashing light, we'd be overcharging, which is bad. And I'll just switch the engine off quick. And if I switch the ignition back on, you'll see the light come on, but it'll go red first. No, it didn't. That's because we've been running. Normally, when you start cold, that light comes on red for a second and then it goes green, which is just basically like a systems check. There we go. So basically, it's done a quick systems check. It's happy, the battery's okay, it's tested it. And now we're going to show charging voltage. So I hope you enjoyed this build. It's one of the more practical ones.